Okay, let's finish up with 5 questions with Calvin Song. All right, so number 1, we talked about your love of tennis as a youngster. Who was your favorite tennis player of all time?
Roger Federer.
Okay.
He is the GOAT. And
yeah,
you can message me on Instagram or Twitter and tell me that he's not, but I'll have many points.
Any chance he'll start playing pickleball?
Hey, maybe. There's some professional players that have been.
Yeah. All right. We're going to test your knowledge of pickleball history. Why is pickleball called pickleball?
So there's a couple theories behind it, but I believe
that is true.
That there was the owner, her dog was Pickle. And so the dog would always be fetching balls. This is one of the theories. So they would yell, "Pickle, ball." And they would go chase it. That's how I originally, first heard it. Right. And feel like that is a more common one, but it coming from a dog's name, I believe.
Yeah, that is one of the 2 leading theories. And just so all the pickleball fans out there know, I did my research. Quick history. So 1965 in Washington State, a congressman by the name of Joel Pritchard was hosting a friend named Bill Bell, who was a businessman, at his home on Bainbridge Island. They were bored. They had a badminton court. They had ping pong paddles and wiffle ball. Pickleball was born. The next weekend, they had another friend join them by the name of Barney McCallum. He's the one that has said he thinks the pickleball was named after the dog named Pickle. But Pritchard's wife, her name was Joan, she claims that it's because, in quote, "the combination of different sports reminded me of the pickle boat and crew,
yes,
where oarsmen were chosen from the leftovers of other boats." And so, who knows? It's part of the mythology of pickleball.
Right. You got to accept the left or right path and go with it.
Exactly right. Okay. Question number 3. Is there trash talk on the pickleball court? And if so, can you give us an example?
100%. Anthony. I think you will experience it, and you can ask our friend Alan. I always trash talk because it's fun. It's it's very lighthearted, sometimes when a ball is called out, and sometimes, some people might think it's in and they tend to lose the next point. Sometimes you could say, "Oh, ball don't lie."
Oh yeah. That one translates to other sports as well.
Sometimes it's always fun to tell people the ball has to go over the net. Over the net. And Anthony, you might hear some of those when we play.
Are there a lot of like kitchen puns, like "stay out of my kitchen, son," stuff like that?
I personally haven't used some of that. I'm more of a kind of, if they miss a shot, I'll kind of give them that little heckle feedback right away. So
all right, so maybe not such a friendly sport after all. Okay, so as we had mentioned, you are from Iowa, actually the city where Iowa State is located.
Yep.
And that's where you did your undergraduate work.
Yep.
And then afterwards, you ended up going to the University of Iowa, which I can only imagine is completely hated by Iowa State, where you coach tennis and we're working in that areas in the tennis world. So question, when those 2 schools play each other, who do you root for?
That is a very tough question. I definitely root for both teams. I would definitely have to give the edge to Iowa State just because I grew up in that town. I went to school there. My parents have business there, and we always have a lot of alumni people from Iowa State. So I would have to give the edge 51-49 to Iowa State. But I definitely root for both. The great thing about rooting for both is that they'll have their ups and downs in the years. Yeah. So I can kind of change when I need to. Iowa football, Iowa basketball, or I would say basketball, I would say football. So it's very fun to watch both compete.
You got an Iowa State jersey on underneath your Iowa jersey.
Exactly.
Just in case.
Dual fan, and I'll sit right on the 50-yard line. With home and away, neutral zone.
Follow-up question: are you still allowed back in Ames, or
I am?
Do you get sideways looks?
I was called a traitor, so I definitely will wear my Iowa State apparel when I'm back in my hometown, and
that's smart.
Iowa apparel when I'm back in Iowa City.
Yeah. That's like one of my best friends is a San Francisco Giants fan. I'm an Oakland A's fan. And when we go to watch a game together in Oakland, I just say, just please wear an A shirt.
Yeah.
Don't just, it's not worth it.
My wife is an Iowa fan, and I remember, side story, I bought her a Iowa State Nike zip-up jacket. Very nice. I believe she's worn it once. And I told her I was going to convert her. She was going to be a dual fan. It's her favorite color. And I believe after a few years of dating, she wore it one time for me to, my hometown, Ames, Iowa. And, I don't think she ever worn it since. I remember the tags were on it for more than 2 years. The tags were on it for more than 2 years. So, I think it's finally revealed. It's gone.
Well, yeah. I mean, that one time was just, that was the sign of love right there.
Right.
That was your big sacrifice. 2 times you're asking for too much.
Right.
All right. Question number 5 with Calvin Song, and then we will say goodnight. Where will pickleball be in the next 10 years?
I see pickleball definitely being on the main live streams of sports, stations, ESPN 1 and 2. I definitely see more professional players coming in, and a lot of young guns are coming in. I think the growth is going to be so big where tournaments are going to be every weekend. Major events are going to be every weekend across the world. I think it's going to expand globally, which it is right now, but it's going to continue to get bigger across the world. And who knows, pickleball, maybe not in 10 years, but in the future may become an Olympic event. I know it has to go across X amount of countries to get approved, but once it continues to grow, hey, Anthony, maybe one day we'll see it in the Olympics.
Yeah, and I led you with that one because it's exactly where I wanted you to go. I read there's quite a bit of controversy at that, a lot of differences of opinions. I'm not going to launch an opinion, but hey, 3-on-3 basketball is now an Olympic sport. So
right, yes, I mean, hey, 3-on-3 basketball is even a professional event now. There are. Is it 3v3 or Big Three, or I know there's
Big Three, the Ice Cube League.
Yes.
I'm not sure what happened to that because of COVID, but yeah, that was a thing. Yep.
Right. Yeah. And so I definitely see more, it might be there might be a merger. There's 2 kind of separate pickleball events, I would say now, if there may continue to grow with more tours, or there might be a whole single, tour professional league for the future. I think we'll see what happens in the next 10 years, but I know you'll be definitely playing on the tour. You'll get the bug, and I know that this podcast is going to take you to your next professional career.
Oh man, that's a great way to That's a great way to the last thing I was going to say is, as soon as DraftKings starts handicapping pickleball events, which may already be happening, who knows, then it's bona fide.
That's a black market.
Yeah.
Black market betting.
Yes. As soon as people start laying wagers on the pickleball matches, then we know it's in for big things.
Right.
All right, Calvin, I really appreciate your time. Super interesting. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Hit subscribe, please, and stay tuned for more exciting content. Calvin, thanks again. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey, folks, thanks for tuning in. If you like the show, please subscribe, like, and share. And we love to hear from you. If you have a question about today's show, or you, a loved one, or maybe your favorite athlete has sustained a sports medicine injury that you would like to know more about, please reach out to us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or email. And stay tuned for more exciting content from the Sports Medicine Orthopod. Thanks again.